If you are a BGS fan, brace yourself. You might not like what I'm about to say. Let the hot take commence. I've been replaying several BGS games and found myself questioning a few fundamental aspects. What was truly good about these games? Most importantly, why did I love them in the first place? Answering these questions turned out to be much more challenging than I anticipated. For a long time, I struggled to articulate my feelings. However, after some deep reflection, I came to a surprising conclusion. I don't actually like these games, and I never really did. But how can that be? After all, I played Skyrim countless times, along with Fallout 3, New Vegas, 4, 76, and many others, like Oblivion or Morrowind, accumulating thousands of hours in gameplay. So, what gives? Bethesda has crafted a magical formula that keeps players engaged for hours on end. It's akin to being on autoplay. You lose track of time and often forget what you did. Their games are strangely hypnotic, drawing you in like candy from a dealer around the corner, if you know what I'm talking about. Yet, once I took off my rose-colored glasses, I began to realize that I genuinely dislike these games. It's a sentiment I never thought I'd express, but perhaps the critics back then weren't entirely wrong. Mostly. Maybe. Now, I urge you to take a moment to reflect on what you love about Skyrim or Fallout. For many, the answer is likely the same as it was for me. Exploration. We often find ourselves wandering the vast worlds rather than engaging in the core gameplay. Wild hot take, right? However, hear me out. When I actually sat down to play, frustration set in. Combat, whether with sword or gun, often felt cumbersome. The enemies were rarely enjoyable to fight against. Take the ghouls in Fallout for instance. How do you typically deal with them? Most likely with VATS, right? In Skyrim, when facing higher level enemies, you might opt for a stealth archer build, correct? But why is that? The answer is simple. The gameplay is poorly designed. Many will argue otherwise, insisting I'm just not grasping it, but let's move on. Let's delve deeper into combat. In melee combat, your approach is often limited to just punching until the enemy is defeated, perhaps with some cheese healing in between. Literal cheese. As a stealth archer, the strategy is straightforward. Get up close and shoot an arrow from just a few inches away. That's about it. The shouts in Skyrim? They're mostly just amusing, but let's not dwell on that. There's only one useful one. Returning to the main point, the gameplay is simply not enjoyable and lacks innovation. It's always the same. And somehow, it seems to get worse. What I'm saying is that the gameplay is subpar. The storylines are often a mess, unless you look at New Vegas. New Vegas is great, and the only aspect I can genuinely commend in the general order is the exploration. Except in Starfield, where I found it lacking, to say it nicely. To revisit my initial questions, the answer is clear. The only redeeming quality of BGS games is exploration. Everything else falls short. But wait, there's more. Discussing Bethesda's upcoming project, The Elder Scrolls 6, I'd like to take a moment to share my thoughts on Bethesda's highly anticipated new project. While excitement surrounds the game, I believe it faces an uphill battle. The expectations are astronomically high, making it nearly impossible to satisfy fans completely. Moreover, I can't help but wonder, will enough people actually play it in the first place? Sure, The Elder Scrolls 6 will attract attention, but I doubt it will reach the level Bethesda hopes for. This decline in engagement may stem from the studio becoming increasingly irrelevant in the gaming landscape. The Fallout show is a notable exception. It's fantastic, and I genuinely enjoy it. However, my focus is on the games themselves, not on anything else. Except this, of course. Now, let's turn our attention to Fallout Day. You know, the big event reminiscent of N7 Day from Mass Effect, right? Where developers and everyone just shares stuff for the upcoming project or what's happening in the current things, right? But there's always something new. Unfortunately, what we experienced during Fallout Day was an even greater disappointment than the Fallout 4 next-gen update. How did this happen? A lackluster presentation and overhyping the fans. That's how. Just a big nothing burger. All Fallout Day seemed to do was focus on Fallout 76. Most of the information presented was already known to the community for months, leaving fans wanting more. included. There was no mention of any new projects in the pipeline, nor were there any teasers for upcoming projects. The spotlight was solely on Fallout 76, and that's about it. They discussed a playable ghoul, showcased a new raid, and well, that was essentially it, right? Oh no, the, so to speak, surprise, if you can call it that, was that fishing will be a thing in the future, okay? Why not create a concise 3-minute trailer to highlight these updates instead? Was it truly necessary to stretch it into a 20-minute live stream? Really? This resulted in a significant L for Bethesda and left many in the community feeling deeply disappointed, just like me. Anyway, that's all I want to discuss today. I hope you found my thoughts valuable. Please leave a rating so I know your thoughts. I'll see you next week, Monday at 5 p.m. CET. Until then, goodbye, and I'll see you next time.
Time and patience may net you a suitable collection.